Genji is visiting his old friend the nurse because she is very sick and is going to die soon.
For me it no longer matters, she said tearfully. I feel much better, though, now that I have received the precepts and have the joy of this visit from you, and I can look forward to the peace and light of Lord Amida. It has worried and saddened me that your illness has continued so long unrelieved, but I deeply regret that you have no visible renounce to the world. Please live on to see me rise higher still. Once I have done so, you may achieve as swiftly as you wish the loftiest of 9 births in paradise. They say one should retain no attachment to the world.
Genji's servant Kuramitsu is now.
Who is that beautiful woman in the window? That the husband has gone to the country, and the wife, who is young and likes pretty things, often has her sister visiting, since her sister is in service elsewhere. That is probably all a servant like him can expect to know.
Genji and Yugao are exchanging poetry. They did not formally meet yet.
Oh, master, I have found a poem for you by a lovely lady. I'm not sure that we know who she is, but she sure seems to like you. I guess I see you may indeed be he. The light of the silver dew brings to clothe in loveliness a twilight beauty flower. Wow, that's so cute, master! You guys are so hot together. I must send one back to her. I shall take it to the house immediately, master. Ring. Miss, this is a poem for you. Let them draw near and see whether you are she whom glimmering dusk gave me faintly to discern in twilight beauty flowers. He's really hot, and he's really into you.
Genji and his mysterious mistress are meeting for the first time. She's from a lower class.
Hello, my dear. Come, I want to talk quietly somewhere where we can be alone. But that would be so strange. I understand your feelings, but that sort of thing is not done. The idea upsets me. Yes, but you need to be a good Japanese woman and be submissive and listen to me. For that is what the
Yugao's servant, Yukon, comes into the room and finds Yugao unconscious on the floor.
What has happened to my dear Yugao? Genji! Genji, help! Oh, my love! Come back to life! Don't do this terrible thing to me! She's cold to the touch. No, she cannot really be gone! How loud a voice sounds at night. Quiet! Quiet! Someone has been strangely attacked by a spirit, and appears to be gravely ill. Send my man for Lord Kuramitsu to have him come immediately. If a death happens to be there, tell him privately to come too. He is to be discreet and to keep this from their mother. She disapproves of such escapades.
After the death of Genji's love, Yugao, Genji returns to the palace and is now discussing Yugao with Yukon.
It is strange how little time that she and I had together. Seems in the end to have shortened my life as well. After all, I feel as though maybe I am too possessed by the spirits that stole her life. If it had been given to me to live long, I would have wanted to do all I could for you. So as to heal the pain of losing the mistress for all those years. But as it is, I shall soon be going to join her. How I wish it were not so.
Good done? Genji is discussing with Yukon about Yugao's past.
Tell me of my mistress's past. I loved her oh so much, and yet I knew nothing about her except for what I understood from her poetry. Tell me of her past. I know she was of a lower class, but how was she brought up? Very well, my lord. I see no reason not to give you the answers you seek. I had only wished to avoid gossiping after my lady's death about things she had kept hidden while she lived. Her parents died while she was still young. Her father, known as the third rank captain, was devoted to her, but he seems to have suffered greatly from his failure to advance, and in the end, he too became too discouraged to live on. Possibly he committed the ritual suicide seppuku. After his death, it happened that his lordship Tonown Chujo, then a lieutenant, had been coming to see her, and he continued to do so quite faithfully for 3 years. Last autumn, though, she received terrifying threats from his residence, and these so frightened her, for she was a very timid woman, and she fled to hide at her nurse's house in the western part of the city. Life there was very trying, and she wanted to move to the hills, but this year that direction had been closed for her, and she avoided by making do instead with the poor place where to her dismay, my lord, you came upon her at last. Too late, how unfortunately. She was so exceptionally shy, she felt embarrassed to seem looking unhappy, so she pretended to be untroubled whenever she was around you. So that is it. Oh, how I miss her. She was very kind to me, and I miss her greatly. She was the very best, yet I treated her like slime. Oh, my regrets. Genji, Yagao, you will remain in my heart forever.
Yugao represents the ideal Japanese woman in the high-end court life. Although she is from a lower class, her prominence and fashionability makes Genji overlook the low class. She is a very proper woman and submissive.
Hi, Mr. Dugan. I'm here to relate Tale of Genji to our beloved textbook by Bentley, aka God. Okay, as my dear friend Courtney said, Yugao is a very good representation of how patriarchy would absorb the lives of women and define their standards. However, if one was educated, they could surpass that. But being that Yugao was from a lower class, she probably wouldn't even be literate, although she is because she writes poetry. Another issue is that she probably would not be able to understand her little lover Genji, because he would be writing in like this Chinese script that he totally stole from China, because they were very advanced at the time and they were ahead of Japan. But his little lover, Yugao, would probably be writing and keeping her tradition with a little Japanese syllabic script that would be the ancestor of what Japanese is today. But even so, Yugao was unique also in her etiquette and attempt to appear imperial, because everyone was doing that at the time, because that was what was in. Credits. Stacy used the Play-Doh and drew the scenes and basically made things kind of pretty. Courtney wrote the script and did a phenomenal job because Stacy isn't very good at writing things.